Hi friends, welcome to my next video session. So in this session, I am going to discuss about the selection sorting technique. So in selection sorting technique, what we are going to do is we are going to find out the smallest element of the array. Okay, means we first keep selecting the smallest element of the array, and that smallest element, once we select, it will be swapped with the element at position I every time. Okay, that's why it is called selection sorting method or selection sorting technique. So we are going to find out the smallest element among the existing array elements. Once we find that smallest element, we will swap that with the element at position I, and that value of I, so it ranges from the first element till the last but one element. Say suppose if array size is 5, means n value is 5, then what we will do, first we will select the smallest element among the elements of that array, and the smallest element will be swapped with the element at position I. So that's why it is called selection sort. So if we just understand, if we go through this algorithm, you will understand it better. So here it is written algorithm for selection sorting method. So algorithm name is selection sorting. So here see, step 1, start. So first we have to read the array, input size of the array, that is read n, and we have to read the array, so that is input array element. Step 3, for I is and value 0 to I is less than n minus 1, read a of I. So this reading array is common, okay, for all array problems, and if you want you can print that array also. Next step is what? Step 4, you see, repeat step 5 until array is sorted. So that is, what is this step 5? In step 5 we are finding out, see, this is what the step 5 main logic of the selection sorting algorithm. Okay, main logic here. So for I is and value 0 to I is less than n minus 1, means from the 0th element of array till last but one element, this one, this is the range. See, observe here, this is not I less than n, it is I is less than n minus 1, means suppose n is equal to 5, we will search from 0 to 3. 0 to 3, n is 5, 5 minus 1 is 4, less than 4 means 3. So 0 to 3 means 4 times it is, this for loop is executed. So what we will do here, first we will consider this position of I as the minimum. So we will take one variable minimum and we copy the value of I here in every iteration to this minimum. So minimum assigned value I. So first time minimum value will be 0, then minimum value will be 1, minimum value will be 2, minimum value will be 3, minimum value will be 4. Okay, up to 3, okay, it will become stored minimum value. So next, within that we perform, so we are going to select where is the minimum element. For that purpose we use this inner for loop for j assigned value. See, I plus 1, I is 0 means j assigned value 1, I is 1 means j assigned value 2, I is 2 means j will be 3 to j is less than n, means till the last element, till the last element. So here you observe here, for loop I value ranges from 0 to last but one element, whereas inner for loop j loop varies from I plus 1 to till the last element. Okay, this is what important to observe. So if a of j is less than a of minimum, okay, means the element which is present at jth position of a is less than a of minimum. Here first time minimum will be 0, next time minimum will be 1, like that. So why this inner for loop is used, means it is used to select the position of the minimum element. So what we will do, minimum assigned value j. Okay, so then we will compare with the next what is called element, next position of j. Okay, so like that. So when I is equal to 0, one time outer for loop is executed, we will find out the first minimum position of the first minimum element. Then when I becomes 1, then we will select the second minimum element. When I becomes 2, we select the third minimum element. So like that it goes on. So once you select the I, when I is equal to 0 means first time when you select the position of the minimum element, what you will do, you will exchange them. See, this code is for exchanging. temp assign a value a of I assign a value a of minimum assign a value temp. So you are going to swap the element which is present at position minimum with a of I. Okay, that you are going to swap. So this is what the code, temp assigned value a of I assigned value a of minimum assigned value temp. Okay, so then I value becomes 1. I value becomes 1. Once again, the minimum will be considered as I, and inner for loop is executed to ensure whether minimum element is present at any of the positions from I plus 1 onwards. If so, we will make that position as the minimum and we will swap that element with the a of I, means a of 1. So when this outer for loop is executed, I becomes 2. Once again, minimum will be 2. Then inner for loop is executed to select the position of the next minimum element. So minimum becomes j. Then the element at that minimum position will be swapped with the element at position a of I. So this is what the process. Okay. So once the control comes out of for loop, by that time your array will have been sorted and you have to print the array. So write sorted array. So for I is under 0 to I is less than I minus less than n. So you have to print a of I. So this is what called selection sorting. So what is selection sorting? We are going to select the minimum element in each iteration. Once in first iteration, we are going to select the minimum element that will be swapped with the first element of the array. Then in second iteration, we will find out the second minimum element and we will swap it with the second position of the array. So like that it goes on, and that is what called selection sorting. Okay. So corresponding to this, we have a program. So we have written a program. Let us see how to write the program for that. So this is the program. Here we have declared variables, int main. So we have declared variables. N is size of the array. Ij are for 2 for loops. We are going to use 2 for loops, that is nested for loops. Okay, here outer for loop is I and inner for loop is j. Unlike in bubble sort, outer for loop is j, inner for loop is I. Okay, and a of 10 is the array. Then temp for swapping purpose, and minimum is used. This minimum variable is used to store the position of the minimum element. Okay, so clear screen and read the array as it is. So according to your flow charts, according to your algorithm, what you have to do, read n, read the value of n, so that is scanf n, read the value of n, scanf n, then read the array. So this is what called reading the array. Then if you want, you can print the array. Of course, in algorithm I have not written printing the array, so the code is common. Here printing the array, it is common. So then selection process. Actually, what is the selection process? So let us focus on selection process. And this is the algorithm. Repeat steps. Repeat step 5 until array is sorted. See. So here the selection process is this one. So how for I is and 0 to I is less than n minus 1. See, for I is and 0, I is less than n minus 1, I plus plus. Okay, so this is our outer for loop. So this is our outer for loop, and this entire thing is the body of outer for loop. So this will be repeated how many times? I is and value 0 to I is less than n minus 1. So n value is 5. Suppose 5 elements are there. N value is 5. Then 5 minus 1, 4. Less than 4 means 3, means I is up to 3, means I from 0 to 3, this body of the for loop will be executed. Means how many times? I is equal to 0, I is equal to 1, I is equal to 2, I is equal to 3, means 4 times body of the loop is executed if value of n is 5. So starting from first element, means 0th element, till I of 3, this body is executed. So what we will do here, minimum assigned value high. See, this is what minimum assigned value I according to our algorithm. High value, okay, is considered as minimum, means 0. Minimum value is 0 now. Okay, then for loop, inner for loop is executed. See, finding out the minimum value starting from I plus 1, means from the next element, means from 1 onwards. Okay, we'll compare it with I, then we'll check whether it is less than the element which is present at I, okay, or element present at minimum. Okay, that's what we will do. For j assigned a value, this one I plus 1, and j is less than n, j is less than n, j plus plus. What we have to do? See this one. If a of j is less than a of minimum, see if a of j is less than a of minimum, means next elements, if they are less than the element which is present at position minimum, okay, then what we will do, that element we have to select, the position of that element we have to select. So that's what this one, minimum assigned a value j. So what this minimum assigned a value j gives you idea is, you have to select the position of the minimum element. Okay, you have to select the position of the minimum element. Okay, so this will be repeated. So once you find which is the minimum element, so that you are going to swap it. Here observe that I is still 0, then you are going to swap it with a of I. So that's what here, see, for swapping, of course this is the code, temp assigned value a of I assigned value a of minimum assigned value temp. So this is what, okay, and this is end of inner for loop. See, that's why this is end of inner for loop. Inner for loop starts with what? Here this is end of inner for loop, and this is end of outer for loop. Okay, so once this completes, then it reaches end of outer for loop, that is I for loop. I for loop means now I becomes what? Means first element is sorted. First element A, see, I is equal to 0 means now first element A of 0 is minimum. Then I becomes 1, I plus plus here. I plus plus 1 means I becomes 1. So next, starting from position 2, because I is equal to 1, starting from position 2 onwards, we will find out whether any minimum element than the element present at position A of 1 is present. If it is so, then we will make it minimum. So that's what. So minimum assigned value, now what? Now I value is 1. So minimum assigned value I. Now we will find the minimum value starting from I plus 1. Starting from I plus 1. So that's why we will take for j assigned value here. That's why we have to take I plus 1. Then j is less than n, j plus plus. If a of j is less than a of minimum, means if the next element is less than a of minimum, means a of 1, then what we will do? We will make it minimum j. Okay. So then end of for loop. So once control comes out, this minimum will have the position of the minimum element. So that's why a of minimum will be swapped with a of 1. So that's what the code here. Temp assigned value a of I assigned value a of minimum assigned value temp. Okay. So then this will be end of outer for loop. So like that it repeats. Outer for loop repeats 4 times if value of n is equal to 5. So by that time, once the control comes out of outer for loop, then what we will have? We have to write the sorted array. So this is what the code for writing the sorted array, and that will be your end of program. And this you will understand if we trace this, then only you will understand the idea, complete idea. So let us see how to trace it. Okay. So this is the program, and let us see tracing of that one. This is our selection sorting process. Observe here. For I assigned value 0. Okay. So now n is equal to 5 I have taken. So A elements, array elements I have taken 50, 60, 40, 30, 10. Okay. So here selection process I am just tracing. For I assigned value 0. So now value of I is equal to 0. Okay, then minimum assigned value I. See, minimum assigned value I. What is the value of I? I value is 0. Okay. Then control comes here. Finding out minimum value starting from I plus 1. Starting from I plus 1. So that's why j assigned value I plus 1. So j is equal to I is 0. 0 plus 1 means 1. Okay. So first element, position of the first element we are considering here as the minimum. Then we will compare the remaining elements with the A of minimum. Okay. So that's why j assigned a value starting from the next element of I. So that's why here j assigned a value I plus 1. So 1, j is equal to 2, j is equal to 3, j is equal to 4, like that. So here, so what I have done, I have considered is I am assuming that the element at position I as the minimum. Of course, here it is not the minimum, but I am going to consider it as the minimum. So 50 a of 0 as the minimum. So that's why I is equal to 0, minimum is equal to 0. Next, what I will do, I will compare this number, means a of minimum means a of 0, with all these elements, and I will see whether any smaller element is there here. If any smaller element is there, then that will be swapped, that will be brought to a of 0, that will be brought to a of 0. So that is the logic behind it. So that's why minimum assigned value 0, j is equal to 1, temp is equal to what here? J assigned value 1. Okay, j is less than n, is value of j less than n, n is 5, j is 1. Yes, condition is true means what? Execute body of the loop. What is body of the loop? If a of j is less than a of minimum, a of j means 1, this one. Is it less than a of minimum? Minimum is 0. So a of 0 is what? 50. So is 60 less than 50? No. So this condition is this one, a of minimum. So a of minimum is what? See, if a of j is 1, a of 160, is it less than a of minimum? Minimum is what? 0, a of 0. Is 60 less than 50? No. So no means what? This is skipped, this is not executed. So directly control comes here, end of j loop. So end of j loop means is nothing but j plus plus. So j plus plus is nothing but what? J becomes 1 plus 1, it becomes 2. No, it becomes 2. I will write j becomes 2. Okay. Then if a of j, now is j less than n? J is 2, n is 5. Is value of j less than n? Yes. S means execute body of the for loop. This is body of the for loop. So if a of j is less than a of minimum, j is 2, a of 2. What is a of 2? 40. Is it less than a of minimum? What is minimum? 0. So a of 0 what? 50. Is 40 less than 50? No. No means what? This is skipped and control comes to end of inner for loop. So here means no, j is incremented by 1. So j becomes what now? It becomes 3. J becomes 3. Then condition, is j less than n? Is j less than n? J is 3, n is 5. Yes. Yes means what? Execute body of the loop. What is body of the loop? If a of j is less than a of minimum, j is 3, so a of, j is 3, 30. So a of j is 30. Is it less than a of minimum? Minimum is 0, a of 0, 50. Is it less than minimum? Sorry, here itself, when a is equal to, when j is equal to 2, when j is equal to 2, okay, when j is equal to 2, condition is what? If a of j is less than a of minimum, a of j is what? 2, a of 2, 40. Is it less than a of minimum? Minimum is 0, a of 0. 40 is less than 50? Yes. Yes means what? Here you can observe here, minimum assigned a value j. So minimum assigned a value what now? It is j. J, what is the value of j? 2. Means the minimum element now present at position 2. So that is what minimum here. Okay. So next control comes here, j plus plus. End of inner for loop, j plus plus means now j becomes what? J becomes 3. J becomes 3. So when j becomes 3, condition, is j less than n? J is 3, n is 5. Yes. Yes means execute body of the loop. So what is body of the loop? If a of j is equal to a of minimum, j is 3, so a of 3, 30. Is it less than a of minimum? So what is minimum now? 2. So a of 2 is what? 40. Is it less than 40? Yes. Yes means what? Minimum assigned, this is executed. Minimum assigned value j. So minimum assigned value j. What is value of j? 3. Okay. Then this is end of inner for loop means nothing but j plus plus. J plus plus is nothing but j becomes 4. Then condition, is j less than n? J is 4, n is 5. Yes. Yes means once again execute body of the loop. So what is body of the loop? If a of j is less than a of minimum, a of j is 4. So a of 4, 10. Is it less than a of minimum? Minimum is 3. A of 3 is 30. Is 10 less than 30? Yes. Yes means what? Minimum assigned value j. So minimum assigned value comma j. What is the value of j? 4. Okay. Now see, you can observe here minimum. What is the value of minimum? It is 4. 4 means the lowest element is present at a of 4. Okay, means we have selected the lowest element. Still is you observe here, what is value of I? 0 only. Means we have executed outer for loop body only once. Next we have to execute it for I is equal to 1, I is equal to 2, I is equal to 3. We have to execute it. But so far we have executed only for I is equal to 0. By this time, so minimum holds what? 4. Means what is this 4? 4 is the position of the minimum element. So we have selected the position of the minimum element, or we have selected the minimum element is 10. So what we have to do? We have to swap it, exchange it or interchange it with element at I, position I. So I is 0, means A of 0. This 50 and 10 should be swapped now, interchanged. So that's what done here. So control comes out. So here you can observe now, end of for loop, once the control comes out, temp percent value A of I. So what is temp? Temp percent value A of I is what? 0. A of 0 is what? 50. So temp percent value 50. Then A of I assigned value A of minimum. I is what? 0. So A of 0 assigned value 50. A of I means 50 is to swap with A of minimum. What is minimum? 4. So what is A of 4? 10. So this becomes what now? It becomes 10. Okay. Then A of minimum assigned value temp. Minimum is 4. So A of 4 assigned value temp. What is there in temp? 50. So this becomes 50. Now you observe here, I value is equal to still 0 only. Means we have executed outer for loop only once. But this minimum element is sorted. Minimum element is sorted. We have selected the minimum element and we have brought it to ith position, means 0th position. So now this is over. Next we have to see whether this next position A of 1, this has to be swapped with 30. Okay, so this 30 should come here. So that is what we have to do. Okay, so what we'll do, when the control comes here, so this is end of, when the control comes to end of outer for loop, then it becomes I plus plus. So I plus plus means now I becomes what? 1. Means from this element we are going to sort it. So minimum assigned value I, minimum assigned value I, see minimum now. Now minimum becomes what? I. I means what is value of I? 1. Okay. Then inner for loop, for j assigned value I plus 1. Now see j assigned value I plus 1. What is I? 1. 1 plus 1, 2. Means from this position till the end we are going to compare this with this. Okay, that's what we have done. For j assigned value I plus 1, is j less than n? 2. N is 5. Yes. S means what? If A of j is less than A of minimum, j is 2, A of 2 means this one. Whether this is less than minimum, minimum is 1, 60. A of minimum means 60. Is 40 less than 60? Yes. S means what? So minimum assigned value j. Now minimum was 1, now minimum becomes what? 2. Because this 40 is less than 60. Okay. Then this is the end of inner for loop, means j plus plus. Means we will find out whether further elements, are there any minimum elements. Okay. So j becomes plus plus. So j becomes what now? 3. Then is j less than n? J is 3, n is 5. Yes. S means execute body of the loop. What is body of the loop? If A of j is less than A of minimum. A of j means A of 3. Is it less than A of minimum? Minimum is 2. So A of 2, 40. Is it less than this one? Is 30 less than 40? Yes. S means what? Minimum assigned value j. Now minimum assigned value j. So what is the value of j? 3. Okay. Then control comes here. End of inner for loop means j plus plus. J plus plus is nothing but j becomes now 4. Then is j less than n? Condition is verified. Yes. J is 4. N is 5. Yes. S means execute body of the loop. What is body of the loop? If A of j is less than A of minimum. So j is 4. Okay. So this one. J is 4. So A of 4, 50. Is it less than A of minimum? So what is minimum now? 3. So what is A of 3? 30. Is 50 less than 30? No. No means this is skipped. This is not executed because condition is false. So directly control comes here. J plus plus. So j plus plus is nothing but what? J becomes 5. Then immediately condition is verified. Is j less than n? So j is 5, n is 5. No. They are equal. Equal means condition is false. Control comes out of for loop. Now you can, so control comes here. You have to swap. So now you can see what minimum holds. Minimum holds 3, means position of the next smallest element. Where is the position of next smallest element? Among these elements, what is the second smallest element? 30. What is its position? 3. See, so minimum is 3. So we have selected the position of the next minimum element. That's why the name selection sort. So what we have to do, once we have selected, we have to change it with I value. What is I value? 1. So A of 1, 60. So this has to be swapped with A of 3. So that is what this process. Temp percent value A of I. So temp percent value A of I is 1. A of 1. A of 1 means 60. Temp is 60. Okay. Then A of I assigned value A of minimum. I is 1. So A of 1 assigned value A of minimum. So minimum is 3. What is A of 3? 30. So this becomes what? 30. Then A of minimum is 3. So A of 3 becomes what? Temp. What is there in temp? 60. So this becomes 60. Now see, you can observe that when I is equal to 1, the second element is sorted. So 30 is sorted. So is my array sorted? Not yet. So we have to proceed because my outer for loop is not completed yet. So that's why see, after this control comes here. So this is nothing but end of outer for loop. So I for loop. So now I plus plus. I plus plus means what? Next I value becomes 1 plus 1, it is 2. So means we have to see that this in this position, at position 2, the next minimum element is present. Okay, of course already present, but we have to execute it through the program. Okay, so now minimum assigned value I. So what is now minimum? I. What is value of I? 2. Okay, then for j assigned value I plus 1. Now see, j value becomes I plus 1. I is 2. 2 plus 1, 3. Okay, then is j less than n? J is 3, n is 5. Yes, S means execute body of the loop. What is body of the loop? A of j assigned value A of minimum. J is 3. So A of 3, 60. Is it less than A of minimum? Minimum is 2. A of minimum 40. Is 60 less than 40? No. No means this is not executed, skipped. So control comes to this end of inner for loop. End of inner for loop means j plus plus. So j plus plus means now j becomes 4. Then is j less than n? 4 is less than 5. Yes, execute body of the loop. So what is body of the loop? If condition A of j is less than A of minimum. A of j means A of 4. Is it less than A of minimum? Minimum is 2. Is it less than 40? No. No means this is skipped. Directly control comes to end of inner for loop. End of inner for loop is nothing but j plus plus. So j plus plus is nothing but j becomes 5. Then condition is j less than n. J is 5, n is 5. No. Condition is false means this is, now the control comes out of for loop. So out of for loop means now this is executed. So temp percent value A of I. So what is temp? Temp percent value A of I. I is 2. A of 2 means 40. Then A of I assigned value A of minimum. I is 2. A of 2 assigned value A of minimum. So minimum is what? 2. So A of 2 means it will be 40 only. A of minimum assigned value temp. So A of minimum is 2. A of 2 assigned value 40. 40 assigned value temp means already it is 40. No problem. So then the control comes here. End of outer for loop, which is nothing but after that I plus plus. So I plus plus means now I becomes what? 3. I becomes 3. Okay. So next minimum, then is I less than n minus 1. N is what? N is 5. 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1, 4. Less than 4 means 3. Okay. 3. So is value of I is equal to 3. So I is equal to I is less than n minus 1. So make it less than 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is what? 4. Is I value less than 4? Yes. I value is 3. It is less than 5 minus 1, 4. Yes. S means what? Execute body of the loop. Minimum assigned value I. So minimum assigned value now I. What is value of I? 3. Then inner for loop is for j assigned value I plus 1. J assigned value I plus 1. I is 3. 3 plus 1, 4. Is j less than n? J is 4. N is 5. Yes. S means execute body of the loop. A of j assigned value A of, if A of j is 4. A of 4 means this one. Is it less than A of minimum? Minimum is 3. So A of 3 is 60. Is 50 less than 60? Yes. S means what? Minimum assigned value j. So minimum becomes what now? J. What is the value of j? 4. Then this is control comes here. End of inner for loop, which is nothing but it goes back to j plus plus. Now j becomes what? 5. Then immediately condition is j less than n? Is 5 less than n 5? Yes. No. It is equal. Condition is false. condition false means control comes out of this for loop, means control comes here. You have to swap a of I with a of minimum. So temp assign a value, a of I is 3, a of 3 is nothing but what? 60. Temp assign value 60. Now a of I assigned a value, a of minimum, a of I is 3, a of 3 assigned a value, a of minimum is what? 4, a of 4 is nothing but what? A of 4 is nothing but 50. Now this becomes 50. Okay, then a of minimum assigned value temp, minimum is 4, so a of 4 assigned value temp, what is there in temp? 60. This becomes 60. Then control comes here, end of for loop. End of for loop is nothing, outer for loop is nothing but I plus plus. So I plus plus means I becomes 3 plus 1, 4. Then condition is I less than n minus 1. N is what? 5. 5 minus 1, 4. Is less I value less than 4? No, it is equal to 4. Means this condition is false. When this condition is false, control comes out of outer for loop. Means this complete thing is skipped. Control comes out of for loop. Out of for loop means you have to print the array. See, by that time you can observe your array is sorted. See, 10, 30, 40, 50, 60. Your array is sorted. So now you can write the sorted array. Means you can print the array. So this is what tracing of the program. Okay. So you just follow the tracing of the program correctly. Then only you can understand this selection process. So now let us see how to execute this one. How to execute this program. So let us see. The same program is copy pasted here. See, selection sorting hash include stdio.h, and this is all declaration. We need n for size of the array, how many elements we want to have, I and j for two for loops, loop variables. A of 10 is the given array of 10 memory locations are reserved, and temp for swapping purpose. Minimum is used to hold the position of the minimum element. So same program here, read the array. First read the size of the array, n value. So let us read it as 5. Then once you know the n value, then you have to read 5 elements here. N elements means 5 elements. If it is 5, okay. So then what you should do, writing the array means the given array you can print it. If you want, you can print the original array, given array. So then selection sorting process begins here. So you can select the same code what I explained so far. So that is written here, okay. Then writing the sorted array. So this is your program. So let us run this and see what will be the output. So enter number of elements. Let me take 5 only. Enter 5 elements. So I will take 45, 67, 23, 18, 38. The original elements are 45, 67, 23, 18, 38, and sorted elements are 18, 23, 38, 45, 67. So you can see that the elements are arranged in ascending order. So if you want, you can execute it once again. Now I'll give enter number of elements. I'll give 8. So I enter 8 elements. So I'll give 56, 78, 23, 105, minus 4, 24, 6, 0. See how the sorted elements are. So given elements, then sorted elements are arranged in ascending order. Okay, so this is what sorting algorithm. Suppose if you have to arrange the numbers in descending order, it is simple. Just you have to change the less than greater than symbol to less than symbol to greater than symbol. That's all. If a of j is instead of less than, just make it greater than, then your array will be sorted in descending order. Very simple. Now say number of elements. I'll give 5. So enter 5 elements. Say 12, 56, 23, 40, then 89. So now see 12, 56, 23, 40, 89. The sorted elements are 89, 56, 40, 23, 12. Now the elements are arranged in descending order. So this is out. Less than symbol is changed to greater than, or greater than symbol is changed to less than. So that will change your program from sorting in ascending order to descending order, or from descending order to ascending order. So this is what the program for selection sorting. So repeatedly watch the program and practice it thoroughly. Okay. So thank you for watching my video. Okay.